Hey guys! Magandang gabi. Magandang gabi. Welcome sa ating show dito sa napaka-maulan at malamig na Quezon City. At least nabawasan yung init ngayong araw na to. Welcome po sa lahat mga magkakaklase dyan na sa Facebook, YouTube at Kumu. And we are very excited for tonight because our Financial Saturday Night Live will have mga royalty ng YouTube na mga vloggers at mga financial expert at mga entrepreneurship expert. Kaya wag kayong mawawala hanggang sa dulo ng show dahil sa dulo they will be here to answer all your burning questions. Dito po, if this is your first time to join our show here in the YouTube channel or in Kumu or on Facebook, please don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel at i-invite nyo na po ang lahat ng kakilala ninyo para mas marami tayong mga kaklase dito sa ating Saturday classes. At bago ang lahat, paaakyatin ko na ang aking poging-poging co-host na si Warren de Guzman.
Hi guys! Hello!
Hi!
Welcome back to our show! Thanks again for tuning in.
Yes.
Hi, thank you very much. Siyempre, nag-connect na ako sa router directly, di ba?
Yes!
Para wala nang problema. Oo. I wanna say hi to all of our viewers. Oo, di ba? Pwede tayo magreklamo kasi yung isang guest natin nasa ano.
Ay! Bawal i-mention!
Bawal.
Natawa nag-imagine.
Okay yung ano natin, connection ngayon, di ba?
Yes. Smooth ngayon. Medyo kinabahan ako kanina kasi umuulan dito sa amin. Kaya sabi ko, paano na kaya yung internet connection ng mga tao? But it looks like it's very crisp. At masaya ako dahil nga wala tayong dapat ma-miss sa ating session ngayon. Huwag kayong kukurap guys. Marami kayong matututunan sa ating session ngayong gabi. Partner, mag-hello ka muna sa iyong mga fans. Andito
hello
na
guys!
ang magkakaklase.
Nandito, syempre si Sir Aris, all the way from Europe. My God, always perfect attendance. Hello,
yes.
Hello.
Sabi niya, early birds catch more worms daw. Kaya ang aga-aga niya.
Ayun. Si Maria Dolores, hello.
Yes. Sneakerhead din yan. Kaya excited ngayong araw na to. Oo. Nako, isusumbong ko sa ating guest later kung ilan ang Jordans niya.
Yan, di ba? May value yan. Pwedeng ibenta. Kung
Eto
kayang
si
ibenta.
kung kaya. Ito si Tita Dali, nandito na. Carla Abay, nandito na. Len Ertsua, nandito na rin. Si Keb, syempre, waiting for new learning. And, sino pa ba? Peculiar Virgo. Si Keb,
Peculiar
nagpipizza. Sabi ko,
Virgo.
pahingi. Dars Odonio is here. Jeneline
Hello,
Lacerna.
Dars.
Yes, Escanio.
Grabe.
And, meron tayo from Abu Dhabi, si Dr. Baker.
Dr. Baker, hello. Thank you for tuning in all the way from Abu Dhabi.
Oo,
Yan,
at
marami rin
nandito
tayong
din si
viewers sa Kumu. Hi, guys.
grabe sa Tita Salve. Yan si Melvin Cabe.
Hello,
Hindi ko maalala
Melvin.
kung saang probinsya siya. Saan ka nga bang probinsya ngayon, Melv? At saka
Ah,
si Kevin, grabe pa. Tita Salve, tsaka Tito Warren, nakakahiya naman tayo.
ay,
Ate
nako,
lang,
wala na.
ate lang, huwag naman ganyan.
Ate kuya lang, ate kuya.
At sa ating Kumu, meron na tayong 16 million viewers. Salamat po sa pagdaan.
Thank you, thank you.
At meron sila nag-share ng live, si Jay Balangin. Oh, mag-hello to mamaya sa mga guest natin, si Elu, all the way from Dubai. O,
All the
diba?
way from
Thank you
Dubai
po.
din. Hello, hello.
Huwag niyo pong
Thanks, guys.
kakalimutan,
Thanks for watching.
dot the hearts and share the live. Ayan,
Dut the
taga-Leyte
hearts.
si Melvin. Ayan, Partner Warren,
Yeah,
biggest
meron
news
to-share.
item this week.
This week, ang dami natin pinag-usapan yesterday
Oo.
lang sa Kumu feed natin.
Yes.
Pero this morning, may lumabas na balita straight from the Securities and Exchange Commission regarding sa very, very old story and an old
Nagkaroon ng bagong
scandal,
buhay.
financial scandal, BW Resources. Kung yan, lalabas na naman yung age natin, Salve. In 1999, there was
Oo,
this issue
nagtatrabaho
of
na kami nun.
stock manipulation in the Philippine Stock Exchange, and it involved BW. And just this morning, the SEC released information on this. The Pasig RTC Branch 67 has a decision, a guilty decision on one of the parties involved, Solar Securities. The president was given 14 years in prison and a fine of 1 million pesos. This was 1999. So ano yung makukuha natin? Ano pwede natin makuha na lesson from this? That was in 1999. And if you were a person there and your money was affected in any way, ewan ko na lang kung ano nangyari sa'yo, di ba? Nasa RTC level pa lang ang decision, and they can still go to the appellate court, they can still go to the Supreme Court. So that's how slow these things go. So
Yes.
what it means is you have to take care of your money, invest wisely. Okay? Yeah.
Tatandaan niyo po 'yan. Pagka in the stock market kasi, pag hindi mo alam yung ginagawa mo, pwede kang maipit, pwede kang makasuhan, puwedeng maraming mga bagay. So, kailangan alam mo talaga kung ano yung ginagawa mo. Invest first in your own knowledge. Marami marami kaming kakilala who was in the market at that time. Tatandaan talaga natin na yung speculation, alam mo yung worry ko talaga no'n, Partner Warren, was, the more people get burned in the stock market, the more don't invest anymore. Kasi 'di ba kung baguhan ka tapos nasunog ka, ang dami kong kilalang ganyan, eh. Nawalan ako ng 1,000,000, ayaw na mag-invest at all, nagbago na yung risk appetite niya. Parang ayaw niya na talaga mag-risk ng kahit na ano. So that's very dangerous. Parang it will take another generation for people to trust in the market again. Kaya sana hindi na maulit-ulit yung nangyari
Yeah.
sa BW Resources kasi marami po
Well,
talagang hindi po dun.
there's good news naman because our regulators have been doing a much better job. Diba? There were investment or stock manipulation issues that happened after that in 1999, that scandal in 1999, the 90s, and those were actually resolved a bit faster. The SEC and the PSC, they clamped down on a lot of these things that happened much quicker. And of course, you can see na mas mataas na talaga yung participation in the Philippine Stock Exchange because there is better confidence in the local stock market. Makita mo nga yung retail investors ngayon, grabe, dinudumog ang
Ang dami.
stock exchange, di
Oo,
ba?
oo.
Ang kwento
Ang
ng mga
dami.
broker friends natin na overload yung mga nila, yung mga
Hindi na nga
online
makabukas ng
broker
bagong account,
platforms
eh.
nila.
Correct.
Yes,
Uy, may
oo. Ang
nanonood
dami na
from
nag-invest.
Shanghai.
Hello,
Partner, oh,
hello.
hello
Kamusta
daw
kayo
from
dyan?
Shanghai. Tapos yung
Hi.
mga tao excited na sa mga topics natin today. Kaya hindi ko na patatagalin dahil ang ating unang-unang guest, hindi pa uso ang vlogging sa Pilipinas. Nagba-vlog na siya, guys.
Yan,
Paakyatin na
oo.
natin ang digital content creator at kilalang-kilalang YouTube star, Carlo Ople.
Hello,
Hello,
Carlo.
hello. Good evening. Good evening sa ating lahat.
Hello, hello.
Hi,
Coming from you
Carlo.
live from SLEX.
Yan.
Guys, i-flex ko lang. I-flex ko lang kung nasan siya ngayon. Ipakita mo nga kung saan ka nag-shopping kanina.
Oo,
Tingnan nyo
diba?
na lang yung mga shopping
Ano?
bags sa
Ay,
likod.
Ayan.
grabe. Ang dami
Nabudol
niyong
ako ng
napamili.
nabudol ako ng outlet. So nandito ako.
May
Sales
unboxing ba
team.
tayo dyan? Unboxing?
Oo nga.
Mamaya sa channel ko, madami ako yan.
Baka naman, Beke naman, mag-unbox ka na
Beke
ng
na
isa
nga, mag-unbox
ngayon.
ka na isa dyan.
Patay tayo dyan.
Maraming sneakerheads na nanonood ngayon kaya excited sila sa mga isi-share mo. So Carlo, I know this is very short. Our show is snappy, short, quick dahil ang hinihintay ng mga tao yung makapagtanong sila sa inyo. For
Yeah.
those who don't always go to your channel or gusto pa nila ng new way to interact with you, please feel free to comment in the comment section. Ask your questions now para mauna namin kayong basahin mamaya. But first, Carlo, tell us, it's now more than a year after the pandemic started. Are there new trends in making money in the internet?
Well, yes, because there were so many changes that happened because of both the pandemic and the adoption of digital. So I'll go over them very quickly, and then we can go over very quickly then the trends of making money online. So una-una sa lahat, because of digital, you're able to reach the market or people that you want to reach with precision. So mahirap dati yun kung mag-advertise ka, 'di ba? Parang medyo shotgun, but because of digital, you can target specific ages, you can target specific interests. So kung ano man yung binebenta mo, whatever type of product or service, napakadaling mahanap ng tamang customer sa digital. Yung second big change that happened was really the adoption, and this primarily because of, I guess, the pandemic, the adoption of digital payments and online shopping. So napakadaming tao ngayon gumagamit na ng mga online payment apps, 'di ba? Katulad ng Paymaya or GCash, or kung sino man yung ginagamit nila. Even the banks, 'di ba, are rolling out their own payment digital applications. Apart from that, the ability to test the market and mitigate your risk is there. Usong-uso ngayon, 'di ba, yung parang magpipicture lang ng kunyari isang planggana ng lasagna, tapos sabihin nila pre-order kayo. Gets nyo yun? Parang
Meron
walang risk
namang mag-order. Oo
Zero
nga,
risk
tama.
kasi you don't have to put out capital unless there is a sure order. So you can check
Planggana talaga,
interest.
Carlo. Planggana.
Naplanggana.
Planggana ng
Eh,
lasagna.
kailangan nakakatakam, di ba? Kung
Oo.
isang plato lang, walang matutuwa doon, di ba? So kailangan
Oo.
malaking-malaki, parang gano'n. So being able to do that is also such a key thing now. And you also have, of course, people working from home, di ba? Since they're working from home, they have more time to take a look at what type of side hustles or online businesses they can get into. And lastly, it's the ability to build a platform. Kunyari, like you guys, you have the show, 'di ba, across multiple platforms. You're building a sustainable, scalable, growing business. So all of those five things that I just mentioned, I think made digital side hustles or making money online such a compelling thing this time around. Now, ano yung mga bagay-bagay na pwedeng gawin ng mga tao to make money online? Well, number one, the one question they have to ask themselves first is what it is that they want to sell. Do they want to sell a product or do they want to sell a service? Diba? Yun lang naman yung usual when starting a business eh. So if they are good at something, sabihin natin magaling sila. Alam mo, kahit ano yan kahit ano pwede mo ibenta eh. Sabihin natin ano ka, gym buff, yung mahilig ka mag-workout. They can actually sell online coaching services and online workouts. Sabihin natin magaling ka sumayaw. I know a dancer. Dati siyang kasama dun sa mga dance group, pero nung nagka-pandemic wala siyang events, 'di ba? Alam niyo ano pinagkakakitaan niya ngayon? Nagbebenta siya ng TikTok dance tutorials. Diba kasi
Ayun.
usong-uso ang TikTok.
Maraming kumukuha nun?
So,
Talaga?
marami pa rin. So parang
Kasi uso
whatever,
TikTok, di ba?
whatever it is that makes you happy, whatever it is
Yan.
that you're good at, you can actually make a business out of, 'di ba? Sabihin natin if that's a service. If it's a product, then all you have to do is to make sure na you target the right market, 'di ba? And sell it on hot platforms such as Lazada or Shopee or your own online shop kasi nga digital adoption is at its highest. So in short, anybody can literally start making money online now because it's such a ripe opportunity. It's such a amazing time right now. Alam nyo, parang advantages yan generational advantages. Nung panahon ng lolo ko or lolo natin, ang
Grabe, si
advantage
Lolo na
nila,
pag-uusapan natin.
hindi,
Okay.
para lang
Ano
to
ng
stress the
Lolo?
point.
Yes,
Kasi nung
yes.
panahon ng mga lolo natin, ang advantage nila real estate, it was so cheap. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
To buy property. Now try buying property. Subukan niyo bumili sa BGC
Ay,
ng condo na wild
sobrang
masyado, sobrang kalokohan na.
kalokohan.
Afford namin ni Warren lupa sa paso lang eh.
Correct, 'di ba?
Sa
Kaya
BGC
nga,
ah.
kaya nga a lot of the young people today when they think of buying property, they're already thinking of buying outside of 'di ba? They're thinking
Metro
down south
Manila.
o
Yes.
outside of
Yeah.
Manila. So, yun yung advantage ng mga lolo natin. Yung advantage naman ng mga parents natin, it was brick and mortar businesses. Kasi wala pa masyadong competition. Ang dali pang magtayo ng negosyo nun. Ang advantage natin, tayong mga bagets na.
Yes! I like that.
Hindi,
Kaya
bagets tayo,
favorite kita eh.
bagets.
Oh, kaya
Ito yan,
Tayong
ito
mga
yan.
bagets. It's really online. It's really this space. So if people don't take advantage of this opportunity, this once in a lifetime opportunity to really make their lives better with digital, sayang sobrang sayang. The digital economy rewards people who create, not people who consume. So kung kayo yung kunyari, kung may sale sa Lazada, tas excited lang kayo mag-add to cart, nako, hindi yan yung best way to take advantage of digital. Pag sale ang Lazada, excited dapat kayo kasi alam nyo madami kayong mabibenta. Yun yung
Tandaan
yun
tandaan.
yung mindset shift. If you're able to turn that on, grabe yung opportunities you will get on digital. So yun ang aking TED Talk.
Alright! Thank you! Naalala ko tuloy nung sinasabi mo na yung mga lolo natin, ang advantage nila lupa. Kasi di ba dati pa nga homesteading, wala na bibilin. I-claim mo lang, this land is mine. And it's
Correct.
yours. Wala kang babayaran. Ay, ang ganda. Gustong-gusto ko yung sinabi mo yung mindset shift. Tama yun, ano? Instead of going to all of these shopping platforms to buy, subukan mo kaya magbenta.
Correct.
Diba?
Yes,
Oo.
diba? Ang great din ng point na you can sell anything, literally anything online. Pero wag ka naman manloko, di ba?
Correct.
Short of
Wag mo naman loko.
mahirap po yung scam. Although, marami ding scam online talaga.
Correct.
Quick question lang, Carlo, before we bring you down muna because we're going to invite our next guest to do his 5-minute TED Talk also here in Saturday Night Live. When you try to target more effectively digitally, what are the tools that you can use? Kasi iba rin ang algo ng YouTube, iba algo ng Facebook. Any tips that you can give our viewers para mas they can maximize their budget for selling stuff in all of these platforms?
Well, it depends kasi per platform. There are different techniques per platform. There's a different way to do it on Instagram. There's a different way to do it on Facebook. There's a different way to do it on YouTube. Instead of talking about per platform, I'll answer it in a more general way that I think is something that's super important to stress. If there's one skill that will make you successful today, it's digital marketing. You need to know how to place ads on Facebook. You need to know the algorithm of Facebook. You need to know the algorithm of Instagram. You need to know how to create the type of content that works well on all of those platforms. And here's the good news. Ang daming resources na libre online na matututunan nyo lahat yon. Mag-Google lang kayo, mag-YouTube lang kayo. Sobrang dami. As in talagang it's so easy to learn right now. So, if you were to take a look at your digital marketing skills, sabihin natin from 1 to 10, and nasa 1 ka lang or nasa level 2 ka lang, mapag-iiwanan ka. So if there's one skill that you guys need to learn, everybody watching today, regardless if you're young, you're old, you're whatever, it's digital marketing. You need to learn it kasi kung hindi nyo pag-aralan yan, mapag-iiwanan kayo.
Alright, thank you so much,
Nice.
Carlo, guys. Guys, babalik
Great
si
tip,
Carlo
great tip.
mamaya. Yes, great tip. So please don't forget, type in your questions. Yung mauuna, siya yung unang sasagutin. Although here
Oo,
in
marami
Kumu,
na
ang
mga
dami
tanong.
na. Naku, Carlo, dudumugin ka ng mga questions. Kasi ngayon pa lang sa Kumu, ang dami nang namatay. Ay, namatay. Kasi,
Oh my God! Partner, ano nangyari?
binabasa ko kasi to. Sabi
Wala.
ni Aris, ever since namatay si Kobe, I stopped reselling his shoes and have it frozen. Tuloy na sabi ko yung word na namatay. Kasalanan na, Aris. Okay, we'll get back to your question later. Thank you so much, Carlo. Pa-hello naman kay bossing dyan sa tabi mo. Guys, andyan ang boss niya. Sabi
Thanks
niya.
for sharing, Carlo.
Nagsa-sound trip eh. Ayaw niya
Nagsa-sound trip.
i-tandem.
Okay.
May ibang fan base. Hello, Michelle!
Hello.
All right. Thank you, Carlo. We'll bring you up after Marvin. Paakyatin na natin, partner Warren. Ipakilala mo na yung susunod na guest natin. Kasi ang dami nag-aabang.
Hindi naman kailangan kilala to eh. Kasi
Ay.
sobrang kilala na siya, di ba?
Introduction.
Nako,
Yes.
yung sa YouTube pa lang, ilan ba yung mga viewers niya doon, yung mga nakasubscribe sa kanya. Grabe, ibang klase. An author as well, di ba? Best-selling book rin. Nako, laging na nag-guest din sa sa news. Although I think lately hindi na siya tumatanggap ng mga request namin, yung mga for interview. Hindi na namin nakikita. Naminis na namin sa TV.
Lagot.
Akit ka na.
Ladies and
Come on,
gentlemen,
Marvin.
the one and only Marvin Germo!
Hello, Marvin.
Hi everyone.
Dami
Hello.
nag-comment sa'yo. Marvin, mag-shoutout
Hello.
ka muna sa mga fans mo dito. Si Elu Pangan, Marvin Mr. Guapo daw. Mag-hello ka muna sa kanila.
Hello,
Ayun,
hello.
electric smile.
Hi to everyone kasi pero feeling ko 99% of the people who are watching here are here for Carlo Ople talaga. So ano lang ako, overflow lang. Nadamay lang.
Ganyan lagi.
Totoo.
We have someone
We have
watching.
watching from Palawan, Puerto Princesa. Nako, sarap
hello,
naman.
idol. Hindi
Wish we
totoo.
were
Ikaw
there.
ang hinahanap nito. Sabi ni
Ayan,
Picture
idol ka na ng
Virgo.
mga guests, mga viewers natin.
Tapos,
Okay.
meron naman kamag-anak watching from Santa Ana. Hello po. And we have one of our
Hello.
premium clients watching from the UK. Of course, Charm de la Cruz is here.
Hi,
Ayan.
Charm.
Si Baby Braincell,
Ayan,
nag-hello. Si Carla, sabi niya, hi Sir Marvin. Oh, di ba? Alam mo, Marv,
Di
ang
ba?
daming nanonood sa akin sa Kumu who created their Kumu account because napanood nila ako sa channel mo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well deserved naman talaga because you give so much value to everyone. So they'll learn more from you than what they can ever get from my channel. So well deserved.
Grabe, ayun na naman.
Oo nga eh. Ito na.
Napaka-humble lang guest natin. Napaka-humble.
Magkamukha na daw kayo ni Jess Uy. Isi-screenshot ko to. Papadala ko kay Jess Uy. Bakit ka? Uy, Sir Marvin has the best killer smile. Oh.
Yan, di ba? Yung sinasabi ko, electric smile, di ba? Never fail.
Okay, diretso na tayo sa pinakamainit na kwentuhan ng kanyang stock spotlight for the week. And may plus pa. May plus na dalawa, Tesla and Bitcoin. So first muna, I think, let's talk about Acen. You gave me several options for stock spotlight of the week. Why do you like Acen?
Okay, like what we were talking about prior to this now, full context, it's not parang the biggest portion of my portfolio also, but just to siguro cite the reasons why I like it and why it's added there. If you look at where they're headed, it's renewable energy, and just to mirror what I've been doing in my US portfolios, or at least yung global portfolios, I've been stockpiling on companies that are highly connected to renewable. So I really believe that renewable is the future. And even if you look at their earnings pa lang from 2020, where a lot of yung wind projects nila na nagsa-start this year, and then what they'll do pa moving forward, when all of those start to go online, the revenue of Acen alone will be very, very interesting. Plus, that's where the attention is shifting. You always want to be in the side where that's where technology is that's where technology is headed. So that one, then it's run by Ayala. It's something that I know we've been talking about this, Salve. My attention in the Philippine markets hasn't been as much. So it's nice to know also that what you're investing right now is something that's run in a very very good way. That you know the people that are running it will do a very very good job, not just in 2021 but 2025, 2030, because of the track record of how they have done it in previous businesses. So it's the earnings that they produced last year. It's the earnings that will come out when all of those wind and renewable energy sources start to go online. It's from the macro. That's where the direction of energy is headed, and because it's well run. Yun. At 7 pesos, its PE dropped to 20 na lang. So something very very interesting also.
Yeah, I have a question on that. If you are, kasi that's the trend, diba? You're going away from fossil fuels to renewables. So if you have in your portfolio yung mga stocks na ganun sa Philippine Stock Exchange, like Aboitiz Power or SEC, do you drop those now and go straight into to renewables like Acen?
I think it depends on how their portfolio is built. So full disclosure also, I don't have Aboitiz right now. I don't have Semirara also right now. Siguro the closest exposure I have to Semirara's DMC in indirectly, but to put it closer also, I have Meralco, which they have. I'm sure everyone has seen it. They're dabbling also into green technology also, but I don't plan to drop Meralco, primarily for the intention that I like its dividend. So I think it will always go back to what's your intention for buying it. That if you're buying SEC, are you in it for the dividends that they're giving? Because their dividends still it's very very decent. It's higher than what majority of people are giving it. But if you want to position over the next few years, then it would be good to start building a base right now. Because just to manage expectations also and to build context into it, I'm okay that it doesn't perform in 2021 or even 2022. I'm the Philippine market, in my opinion, may take a while before attention shifts back to it. So for me, my take in it is I'm willing to accumulate, I'm willing to plant, even though if it doesn't do well over the next few years, by the time everything starts to pick up, how you accumulate will reap dividends for you. And I'll say this to people: there's so much talk about timing, when's the bottom, when it's reversing. What's more important is you build volume. Massive volume is more important than finding the bottom, finding when it's reversing. It has to be life-changing volume, because umakyat ng 100%, 200%, but you didn't really put a lot, then it really won't help your portfolio over the long term. So habang hindi pa habang hindi pa umaakyat, accumulate already, build the base already, and then just let it run later on.
Eh, alam mo naman ang
Yeah, right. When
sasabihin ko
there's
lang
blood on the
kapag
streets,
tinanong,
when there's blood on the streets.
can people actually know the bottom? Ayan. Pero Marvin,
Yun, isa pa
dahil
yun.
maiksi lang yung oras natin with you today, quickly on Tesla and Bitcoin.
For Tesla's, same thing. It's banking on you buy Tesla's renewable energy also, in a way, because it's trying to get rid of you gassing up na gamit mo gasoline. And what's so interesting though about Tesla right now is they were able to find a way already to mass produce it. They're building gigafactory in Berlin, they're building a gigafactory in Austin, Texas, in China. When they start to find out on how they can build more into this and they scale it up, lalong lalaki yan. Pero yung interesting dyan, it's not just anymore Tesla. When all of those traditional car manufacturers start to see that tinatalo na kami ng Tesla, they'll also go in the EV race as well. But Tesla for me is not just about being an electric car. It's battery. It's artificial intelligence.
Yes.
You will see this
Yes.
in the next 24 months. We will see self-driving cars already. Hindi na siya something that's futuristic that we thought will never happen. This is something that's happening in our lifetime already. That's what makes it interesting. And
But you've seen the videos. You've seen the videos and it's scary.
That it's part of something that's early,
Upgrade.
that they're fixing it.
Early
Like
technology.
any other technology. But it's AI eh. AI just gets better over time because it needs a lot of data eh. So the more AI has exposure to data, the
Thank
more
you,
permutations it
Dinah.
has, permutations it has to be able to analyze the data. I'll give you an example before I go on to Bitcoin. Siri is AI. Siri in 2011 versus Siri in 2021 is so different. Why? Because of its exposure to a large amount of database. So AI over the next 20 years will be so different from its current iteration now.
Ang
So
kulit
yun.
nga ni Siri eh. Nakukulitan ako. Merong nag-I love salve pa rin, Marvin, si Carla.
Ayaw
Nag-I
naman.
love
Love na
salve
love
pa
ka
rin
nila eh.
siya. Oo. Hindi, kasalanan yan ni Marvin eh. Alam mo ba yan, partner? Wala akong balak
Ano?
mag-YouTube. Tapos sabi niya dun sa guesting ko sa YouTube channel niya, pag naka 100 na I love salve dyan, mapipilitan si Salve mag-YouTube channel. Eh, naka 300. Wala na akong
Oh,
magawa.
wow. Grabe. So si Marvin
Kailangan
pala
ko
yung
si
dahilan.
Marvin ang ano dyan. Meron lang akong babasahin before you go to Bitcoin. Hi, Ron Stewart. Hello, Dinah. Sabi dito ni Kev, natawa ako eh. Wait lang ha. Sabi niya, kaya daw malakas ang dividend ng Meralco kasi mataas siya maningil. 20% up yung kuryente namin. Masyadong bullish yung Meralco bill. Oo naman. Lalo na
Pataas,
ang init.
pataas. Tuwing
Pataas
summer,
yung
pataas
Meralco
talaga
bill.
yan.
Very bullish ang chart niya.
Uh,
Alright, sige, Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, let's go.
Big news in Bitcoin this week. Ang dami nangyari, yung mga tao na nag-invest nung napakataas na, they lost a lot kung nagbenta
We
sila
lost a
nung
lot of money. Yeah.
bumagsak. And then it's now being talked about in the media a lot na is this good for the market that Bitcoin crash because you're trying to look for a fundamental basis to invest in it again kasi sobrang taas naman niya before. What is your take on Bitcoin?
Bitcoin is digital gold. It's even better than gold primarily because there's only 21 million Bitcoins that will be ever mined ever.
Mm-mm.
So its
Siya
scarcity
infinite.
alone is versus what gold is. Dun pa lang you can already see how much value there is to it. Eh. And it's not just when you compare gold versus Bitcoin head to head as a storer of value, the liquidity of gold, the amount, I think it costs more to mine gold and the impact it has in the environment versus Bitcoin. And what's coming out in the media, they're saying it's harmful for the environment, whereas 60% to 70% of the miners of Bitcoin are using renewable energy. And it's actually better for them to use renewable energy because the biggest cost of mining Bitcoin is electricity. So they're even incentivized to use renewable kasi mas malaki kikitain nila kesa gumamit sila ng traditional sources of energy. Which, I just want to say this, sa cryptocurrency market, which there are over thousands of coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a couple of other coins are using proof of work na type of validation, which yun yung madaming gasto sa environment, yun yung madaming kailangan na validation. Pero majority of the coins that are coming out now don't use that anymore. So you will find that iterations of coins that will come out in the next 10 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 2 years are not even as harmful to the environment as what's coming out also in the news. So I like it. It's even if you compare it to the dollar, which every year they keep printing and printing and printing, which the more you hold on to it, it loses its value. You don't have that in Bitcoin because of it being finite in number.
Okay, 1 minute, Warren. Last question for Marvin and then we go to the live Q&A para baka makatulog na si
Mag-Q&A na
Carlo
tayo.
eh.
Mag-Q&A na tayo.
Q&A na ba?
Mag-Q&A na
Q&A
tayo.
na
Let's
ba?
go.
Okay,
Yeah,
alright,
let's
Carlo.
go.
Okay, eto na, riot na to. Ay, wait lang. Carlo, sumama ka sa game bago mag-Q&A. Munti ko na naman makalimutan. If you don't
Here we
know
go.
what if you don't know this, just say question mark. All right, so I'm gonna quickly read our list of investments. You just say this if you like it. This one if you don't like
If you
it.
don't,
This one if you don't know what to do with it. Okay, ganito na lang para may bago. All right, so Dogecoin. All right. Iba-iba sila. Okay, ganda.
Iba-iba.
Ethereum. All right. AREIT. Ay, emperador. Yun iniinom na lang, Carlo? Yung iniinom na lang ba? ICT. Alright. Okay. Ay,
Ganun na.
ito. Titingnan ko kung anong gagawin ni Carlo dito. Globe.
Mahirap.
Takpan ko na lang yung camera ko.
Mega World. Mega World.
Puro gitna lang ako eh, oh.
Puro gitna. Okay lang yan. Ito. Negosyo ng kapatid mo.
Negosyo ng kapatid.
Bitcoin kapatid ko.
Walang negosyo yung kapatid ko eh.
Walang negosyo yung kapatid mo. San Miguel. Alright. URC. Aboitis.
Power or equity?
Power.
Same
Power.
question. Gulo na camera ko yan.
Yeah.
NFTs.
Okay, good job.
NFTs. Last. NFTs. Nagdagdag ako. Grabe. Magkano nga nabenta yung first tweet ni yung sa founder ng Twitter? $20 million ba yun? Tweet lang yun, NFTs. Okay, guys. We'll go to...
Ethereum.
Okay. Three
Live
million
question and
dollars.
answer na.
Okay, live question and answer. Sabi ni Lord Win Posadas, I'm learning a lot from your channels. Meron daw mga nag-subscribe. Ang mga viewers natin ngayon, mga subscribers din natin sa mga YouTube channel natin. Carlo,
YouTube
Marvin,
channel.
and SalveSays. Okay, question quickly. At 7, sorry. At 7 pesos, goodbye na po ba ang Acen?
Goodbye bang, Acen. Marvin.
Depends on what your time frame is. No, if you look at how Acen is right now, they've had so much money raising, and because of that, also it pumped up at some point last year, and now it's consolidating. So, if you're willing to wait, I think I'm just sharing from my own context. I'm willing to buy it at this point because I'm willing to wait also for what it could possibly be also in the future. So it's not something that you buy that you can expect at the end of the year it will double in price. I think it's something that you buy for what it could be when all of their projects start to roll out.
Alright. Okay, mag-shout out lang ako sa ibang friends. Avinci, mag-hello lang ako. Lia Laurente, my very good friend, is here. Magandang gabi. Meron pa tayong mga questions. Sandali lang ha. I'm scrolling. Risalinda Narvaez.
Gusto ko yung tanong ni Aris eh.
Legazpi City.
It's for Carlo.
Ano
Bali,
daw? Oo nga.
how I understood it is, yung si Carlo, he's attached, si Aris, he's attached to his Kobe collection ever since Kobe died. Yung sapatos niya. So ano yung advice mo diyan? Kung malaki nga yung nagastos mo diyan sa Kobe collection mo, what should you do if it has sentimental value na?
It depends kasi what he wants to do. If he wants to cash out, as in he wants to make money out of it. The deal kasi 'di ba with Nike and Kobe ended already. So wala nang lalabas na Kobe shoes in the next, at least with Nike. So if the pairs that he has are the rarer models, yung talagang medyo already have value, there's nowhere to go but up. So all he has to do is to hold on to them and give it a few years and then sell it, if he wants to cash out. Pero now, para sa akin, masyado pang maaga. Parang ang dami pang, kumbaga the longer you wait, the more money
the higher
you make.
the price. The longer you wait, the more money you make. Hindi ko alam kung sa stock market ganyan din.
Hindi, basta value investment, di ba? Basta value investment. Pero yung sa sneakers,
I love it, partner.
Yung problema doon is yung how to preserve the sneakers. Ano yung tips mo doon?
Actually, there are 3 things that you need. One, you have to make sure na hindi siya masyadong tinatamaan ng sunlight. Number 2, hindi masyadong nagkakaroon ng tubig. So if you have a dehumidifier or yung mga disinfectant, yung mga parang mga silicone gels ba yun, yung mga bilog-bilog. That also
they come free with lots of stuff. Yeah.
Tapos
regularly,
not necessarily wearing them, but they taking them out of the box para lang may oxygen. Alam mo yun? Those 3 things usually helps with preserving the quality of the shoes.
Nice.
Yeah,
all right.
Okay, yun. Good tips for sneakerheads.
Good tips. Thank you. Marvin, anong investment ang best to hedge against inflation?
Bitcoin.
Inflation.
Talagang bullish on crypto.
Yun na nga lang, it's deflationary in nature because it's it's limited and scarce in value. So that alone, I think, is the best way to look at it. Pero I'll say this: there are other altcoins out there that have more utility than Bitcoin. It's just that Bitcoin lang yung nasa forefront na alam ng lahat ng tao. But I say Bitcoin because it's the safest, it's the biggest, it's what institutions are also buying. But if you go outside of Bitcoin, there's so much Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, VET, BNB that people can explore that have utility also.
Marvs, what's the wrong way to trade Bitcoin?
Actually,
How can you lose money in it?
When you go to exchanges, kasi there's futures eh. When you do futures, may leverage. When you do futures, may shorting. I think that's where a lot of people lose money. And to provide context for people who lost money the past days is because natamaan yung when stocks would dip, natamaan yung mga sell signals nila, so they were liquidated out eh. It doesn't happen in the spot market because if it's at the spot market, hits a certain price, tapos wala ka naman pinin na price doon, you're just holding on to your position.
Yeah.
So those who lost are the ones that are leveraged in any, and that's not just in Bitcoin, that's in any other asset class from stocks to forex. That happens all the time also.
Okay, so make sure guys, kaya daw sabi ni Marlon Odehar, ikaw daw si Mr. Guiding Light.
Mr.
That's
Guiding
also
Light.
what they say.
Yan.
Oo, yan din ang tawag sa kanya ni Aris eh. Okay, guys, wait
Ito.
lang. Partner, may
Ito si Chris
nakikita
Reyes.
ka ba?
Ito natin yung tanong ni Chris
Okay,
Reyes.
go.
For Marvin ulit. Will Dito increase its price to the level of PLDT and Globe?
Natawa si Carlo. Carlo,
Ayan.
tawa ka na lang.
Tapos,
Natawa ka na lang.
nagpa-comment tayo kay Carlo.
No comment.
If Carlos at the helm of PLDT, parang mahirap kasi
Bawal.
Okay, sorry.
Bawal.
I don't know. Please remember this. Ito na lang sasabihin ko. Everything should be predicated on how they're earning. And they started operations March. So most likely, we will see their earnings na talagang yung nalalabas is second quarter. So malamang August pa yan. So you will already have a snapshot of where they are, how far they are from Globe and PLDT. So don't just look at the price per se. Look at the performance of the company. Are they really getting market share? Are they beating really? Meron ba talagang nagsiswitch from Globe and PLDT and getting Dito? How much of the market share do they have? Because unless that gets answered, there won't be any reason for people to buy it higher also. So there's still a lot of variables right now. So I think people need to look at it from that aspect first. And then when that's answered, that's maybe when it has the shot also to push up as well.
Okay,
No comment.
Good stuff.
No comment, si Carlo.
No comment ka agad. Di pa tayo nagtatanong. Ito, we have a comment from Chris din. I subscribe to both Carlo and Marvin's YouTube channels. Both provides information, informative content. Ayan. So thanks to you guys. Siguro yung magandang tanong dyan ano yung
Wait lang,
sige,
may question kay Carlo. Mamimigay kayo daw ba ng sapatos?
Palaging may giveaway. Abangan na lang sa YouTube tsaka sa EI.
Abang.
Channel,
Ay,
yeah.
can you plug your YouTube channel, both of you, please?
Yeah, go.
Can you plug?
Marvin, ikaw muna.
Sige. Sana na lang, dito ako mag-plug. Guys, TikTok at Marvin Germo. Doon na lang.
Wow, seryoso ba? Oh my God. Sumasayaw ka?
Hindi naman.
Sumasayaw ka?
I'm surprised that we just reached 100,000 followers in TikTok. So, follow me there. So if you want deep dives, go to YouTube. Pero if you want early moment reviews on what's happening, bumagsak Bitcoin ngayon, go to TikTok. So, at Marvin Germo on TikTok.
Alright.
Stream of thought, diba? Stream of thought.
Woo! Okay, Carlo, it's your turn. Although hindi na nila kailangan i-plug kasi they're very successful in YouTube. Pero malay mo, meron bagong mga subscribers dito.
Just search for Carlo Ople on whatever social that you guys want. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Tas, kung saan man kayo masaya, dun yun na lang.
Ayan, iba talaga ngayon yung mga very successful. Kung meron nga iba, wag nyo na kayo follow.
Okay lang. No need.
Hindi na kailangan ng follower. Okay, for people who have a small budget, say 500 to 1,000 USD, and would like to invest in crypto, what would be a good entry strategy?
Yan. Go, Marvin.
It's for me. I think it's not just about the money that you're putting in, but in my opinion, crypto is a conviction game. If you are coming in right now just because everyone's getting into it, then that's not really the approach to do it. My suggestion is you study the technology, because crypto will be volatile for quite some time, and during the volatility, if you don't know what token, what coin you are buying, or the reason why you're buying it, it doesn't matter if it's $100, $100, $5,000, $500,000, you will be shaken. It has to be, number one, money that you don't plan to touch, in money that you don't plan to touch for a very very long time, and money that you can tolerate the drops, because ganun din Bitcoin a few weeks ago was 64,000 US dollars. A couple of days ago nag 30,000. Can you tolerate a 50+% drop in that $1,000 that you're putting? If the answer is no, then maybe you should lessen it first. For me, it's not about what price you enter per se, but what's your conviction on why you are buying that right now. Because please remember this, that there will come a point in time that Bitcoin mining will stop, kasi the last Bitcoin is mined. When the last Bitcoin is mined, how scarce will it be? If Carlo was talking about a land grab sa property before, this is the biggest land grab for digital currencies, because no one understands it yet. When everyone understands it, stable na yung price. It's the upside is not there anymore. So the more you know before everyone digests it, that's where your upside will be. So sagot ko doon, pag hindi mo naintindihan, put zero.
Huwag na lang. Ayan.
Yes,
Ayun,
pag hindi mo
yun.
maintindihan, yes,
Tandaan
put
natin
zero.
yan Kaso, I know a lot of smart people, they really don't understand it. I can't value it. So, just to let everybody know, the money I put in crypto, it's just for studying it. I don't understand it, so it's not
Just
for
in case, diba?
investment.
Just in case,
Gusto
just
ko
in
lang
case it really
aralin
does,
siya.
ano.
Yeah. All right. Quick
Okay.
question. For
Question for Marvin.
Carlo, what
Ay,
watch
for
brand
Carlo.
holds their value?
Watch
We
Yan,
brands.
maganda yan.
We'll
Watch
take just
brand.
a couple
Watches.
questions more. Watches.
Well, pagdating sa
Yes,
watches, it's usually ano lang naman If you want brands that hold value, you're looking at Rolex, di ba? Some watches from Patek.
I see.
Syempre, you're looking at AP, the Royal Oaks. But ano yun parang the thing with watches, hindi rin siya, for me, at least for me, ako I buy them to wear them, not really for investments, kasi the appreciation is so low. Sobrang baba. Parang hindi siya as exciting. So parang,
Than shoes.
oh,
Compared
shoes
to
kasi pwede sumipa Or sabihin natin, stock market or crypto or just getting into business versus watches. Para sa akin, unless you're as a reseller talaga na bumibili ka at very low prices and then you can flip it at better prices. Para sa akin, there's little money to be had. Unless, of course, you're able to buy always at retail from distributors, di ba? So, but that's a different story.
Oh,
So, yeah,
kung
but
malaking
to answer
discount.
the question, the usual Rolex,
Hi,
Patek, AP.
Jess, I love
Okay,
you.
okay.
Nandito na yung mga anak-anakan ko. Last question for tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I know there are a lot
Last
more
question
questions,
na.
but we can't because it's already 8:48. We're beyond na our... so, lagpas na po tayo. Just please, balik kayo next week. Press 1 kung gusto nyong pabalikin si Marvin tsaka si Carlo. Okay, gusto nyo bang may
Yes.
part 2 ito? Yan, paki-press 1 po dyan sa baba. And final question for today. Zerpas, possible po ba na time will come magiging kagaya na din ng Bitcoin ang value niya?
Surpass or XRP?
Ay, XRP. Iba yung basa ko.
When you're saying value in terms of market cap, it's hard to say because they're very different. XRPs for remittances, and the value. That's what we were talking about earlier, that Bitcoin doesn't really have as much utility compared to the other tokens. What I do know is yung problem ng XRP kasi ngayon, the problem kasi of XRP now is that may kaso siya sa US SEC, and that's what's dragging the price. So in terms of how will it be sentiment-wise over the short term, everything hinges on that, and that will be a precedent also to other companies na may similar context na baka mukha sila securities. Pero the utility, sobrang amazing. I'll just share this so that people know what XRP is. Pag magpapadala ka ng pera from the US to the Philippines, I don't understand why it takes 3 days or 2 days
3
before
days.
dadating.
At ang mahal. Ang laki ng fees.
Tapos yung pila ka pa sa Western Union or pupunta ka pa sa bangko. Kung lilipad ka sa US, it only takes 12 to 16 hours nandun ka na, mas mauuna ka pa bago makuha yung pera.
Oo nga, no?
I really don't understand that. That was something for 50 years ago. Pero XRP, in a few seconds, borderless transfer to fiat, to peso, to US dollar, you get your money right away. That will disrupt SWIFT, and that's something that's game-changing. When people grab a hold of how amazing that is, I tell you, we are at the very, very start of where crypto is right now. And when people understand how game-changing this will be, and how it will disrupt traditional business as a whole, mapapa-invest ka. But don't just invest just because gusto mo umakyat ng 100 yung XRP. If you're looking at it that way, then that's the best way to lose. There has to be a reason why you are buying it, because when XRP would drop and you know what it does, mapapabili ka lalo. So,
ngayon lang ako nakarinig ng value investing for crypto.
For
Ang
crypto,
galing.
no?
Palakpakan po natin si Marvin. Thank you. And Carlo, guys, ang dami nag-press 1 sa baba. Pero may gusto akong pakulo bago natin tapusin tong show na to. Pabalikan ko lang si Marvin. Pakitype po, I love Marvin and Carlo. Pakitype po, I love Marvin and Carlo. Pag nakasampu tayo, babalik sila. Pag naka-20 tayo, babalik sila. Ayun. See, right now, we can send money in just 30 minutes through TransFast. Ang alam ko lang,
Yeah, actually,
TransFast.
yun yung mga first use cases, di ba, for cryptocurrency na tinignan talaga ng BSP, di ba? That's why they allowed it here in the Philippines.
See
Magaling
there? I love Marvin and
Oh, yan,
Carlo.
ang dami. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Ayan.
5. Ilan ba yung hinihingi
meron
mo?
pa.
Ayan,
Meron
nakakota na
pa.
tayo.
Meron
na
pa
tayo.
sa Kumu. Ang dami. Thank you. Marvin, thank you so much. Carlo,
Wala na,
thank
babalik
you.
na kayo.
Babalik kayo. Kung if we can, hopefully you have more time. You have time for us again. Ayan o. Ang dami. Okay, so thank you. I really appreciate your time. Carlo, nasa ano ka pa naman? You're in transit. Kasama mo si Kim. So, di ba? Tapos na sila kumain. Buti na lang. Oy,
We took him away from his Saturday.
I know. Flex ko lang to. Thank you, Herbie. Oh my God.
Yun. That I super love my Saturday.
And then we all love Warren, di ba? Pag naririnig niyo yung boses ni Warren sa TV Patrol ngayon, alam niyo na kung anong itsura niya. So guys, thank you all for joining our show tonight. Maraming salamat. Final words, Carlo, then Marvin, then Warren, and then bye-bye.
Okay. Siguro on my end lang, just when it comes to, taking advantage of digital, napakadaming opportunities. You have crypto, you have businesses, you have side hustles. What matters most is that you guys act now. Don't wait, diba? Pero at the same time, be very responsible pa rin with how you spend your time and your money. Diba? So, not to echo lang Marvin's point, I've been in crypto kasi for more than 5 years already. So parang nakita ko na ang daming nawalan ng pera kasi sobra silang na-excite. So ako, suggestion ko lang sa mga tao, pag nakita kayo ng mga bagay na sobrang exciting, bago nyo lagyan ng pera, intindihin nyo muna. Diba? Kasi kung hindi nyo iniintindihan, naku, pag yan sumabog, kawawa kayo. So spend more time learning about, stuff that you'll invest in, and don't just jump into it head first. Alamin nyo, araralin nyo yan. So yun lang yung sa akin.
Thank you, Carlo. So you don't do emotional trading.
Thanks, Carlo.
Dapat intelligent trading. Okay, partner Marvin.
Subscribe to Salve and Warren's channel. You'll learn massive amounts of value from them. Pati kay Carlo Ople. Idol ko yan si Carlo. Sobrang yaman. So, yun. I guess if there's one thing people need to really understand is in any asset class yet, even if it's buying sneakers or getting to the stock market or getting into any investment, it's all about how much conviction do you have into it, because there will always be volatility, there will always be risk, there will always be a chance na mawala yung pera mo. Pero if you totally understand it and kahit magkamali ka, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You will always make mistakes in your investments. Pero if it's something that's calculated, it's something that you took the time to study, then I think it's something worth getting into. So to everyone watching this, while most of us are still locked down, take the time to study. Bawasan yung Netflix, bawasan yung TikTok. Try to spend 30 minutes, one hour to learn and build the skills that will help you make money, because you will only earn based on what you learn, and the more you learn, the more you will also earn. So yun, feed your brain, feed your mind, and then I think that's what will help you know where you're supposed to invest, and it doesn't even have to be crypto or the stock market.
Wow! Napapalakpak ako bigla. Okay,
Galing, galing.
yay! Thank you so much, Marvin. Kaya nga, Mr. Guiding Light. Yes,
Warren,
yours
Warren,
yun.
Salve. Sorry,
Mr.
pinapaalis
Guidance
na ako
Light.
ng guard. So
Oh,
I have to exit.
thank
Okay,
you
So,
so
okay. Sige, no problem,
much.
Carlo.
okay.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
again.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank
Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye, Mitch. Take care.
Bye. Warren, it's your
Ayan.
turn, Warren.
Okay. Right. I just wanted to say, no, kasi ang galing ng mga sinabi ng mga guests natin, Carlo and Marvin. It's really a great time to be alive. And ang ganda rin sinabi nila kasi for the last couple of weekends, for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about how times are hard. And that's true. Pero yung guests natin tonight, they were both very optimistic. It's a great time to be alive, diba? And there's reason to think that there's a digital economy that we can take advantage of. Carlos said it's really our advantage, our generation's advantage. And then there's cryptocurrency that Marvin was talking about. It's something that's entirely new. Not everybody understands it yet. And if you can understand it, you can capitalize on it. But also great tips from both of them, emphasizing that you have to understand, you have to learn. You have to learn first before you jump in. Don't jump in blind. And again, like what Marvin said, the more you learn, the more you earn. Warren Buffett.
Yeah, okay. Last ko rin sasabihin, Warren Buffett din eh. Even in studying, there's power of compounding. Right? So as you
Yan.
study more,
Oo.
the gains also increase. So what you're doing today, listening to our Financial Saturday Night Lives, is one way of learning a lot. We are committed to bringing to you all the experts that we know, and so that you have access to real experts, real information, credible ones, rather than just when you follow whatever group there is that you like na nabubudol kayo mag-invest sa kung ano-anong hinahype. Learn first, understand first, and then that's how you make money. So guys, thank you so much. Marvin, thank you. Warren, thank
Thanks,
you. Have a
Marvin.
everybody. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
Forgot.
Bye-bye.
If you want to learn, join RFP. Join RFP, Registered Financial Planners of the Philippines. There's a link. There's a link under the video. Click it.
Yes.
Check it
Okay.
out for yourself.
Yay!
Learn
Thank
more.
you.
Yeah.
Bye. Grabe promotion natin sa RFP.